What if I told you that an American sedan just did something that nobody in the automotive world saw coming? What if the car that everyone wrote off, the car that people assumed was finished, just came back with 300 horsepower, a cabin that rivals six-figure European luxury, and technology so advanced it makes most modern cars feel like they belong in a museum? That is exactly what we are looking at today, and if you leave this video before it ends, you are going to miss the one detail about this car that changes everything. Welcome back to Premium Automotive Reviews, the channel where we go beyond the brochure, beyond the press release, and beyond the surface-level specs that everyone else covers. We break down cars the way a true enthusiast would, with passion, precision, and honesty. And today, the 2026 Chrysler 300 GT deserves every single second of our attention. Let us start right where it begins, because the first time you see this car in person, something happens to you. There is a moment of genuine disbelief. You find yourself circling it slowly, because every angle reveals something new, something unexpected. The 2026 Chrysler 300 GT is not an evolution of what came before. It is a statement, a declaration that American performance sedans are not dead. They just needed a reason to wake up. Look at that front end. The iconic Chrysler grille is still there, but it has been completely reimagined. It is wider, more aggressive, framed by sculpted LED headlights that slice through the darkness with surgical precision. These are not ordinary daytime running lights. They feature an adaptive matrix LED system that reads the road ahead, adjusting brightness and direction in real time so that you always have the clearest possible view without blinding oncoming traffic. The front fascia drops low with a full carbon fiber splitter, and when you see it from straight ahead, this car stares back at you with an intimidating calm, like a predator that does not need to announce itself. The hood deserves its own conversation. It is sculpted carbon fiber with a functional central scoop that feeds cool air directly to the engine bay, and when light catches those carbon fiber weaves just right, the texture shifts like something alive. From above, you can see how the roofline flows in one seamless arc from front to rear, a shape that is both aggressive and aerodynamically intentional. Every crease, every line on this body was placed there to manage airflow, reduce drag, and keep this car planted even when it is moving faster than most people will ever dare to drive it. Moving to the side, those wheels stop traffic on their own. The 300 GT rides on massive multi-spoke forged wheels, finished in a bronze gold tone that contrasts the deep obsidian black of the body in a way that feels almost cinematic. Behind those wheels, you catch a glimpse of the red-painted brake calipers, and that is your first hint that the stopping power on this car is just as serious as everything else. The carbon fiber side sills run the length of the car, connecting the front aggression to the rear drama seamlessly. And the rear of this car, there is something about standing behind it that genuinely makes your heart rate change. The taillights are full LED with a signature light bar connecting them across the trunk, and in the center, that Chrysler badge sits above the GT badging with a quiet confidence that says everything without shouting. 4 exhaust outlets emerge from a carbon fiber diffuser that looks like it belongs on a race car, and yet the whole rear composition is elegant, powerful, but composed. That balance is what defines this generation of the 300 GT more than anything else. Now step inside, and this is where things get truly fascinating. Because if the outside surprised you, the interior is going to make you question why any luxury car costs more than this. The cabin of the 2026 Chrysler 300 GT is wrapped in premium Napa leather in a warm sand caramel tone with diamond quilting stitched across every surface you touch. The contrast between that golden leather and the carbon fiber trim panels running through the dashboard, the center console, and the door inserts creates a visual tension that feels expensive, intentional, and deeply modern. The steering wheel is a flat-bottom design wrapped in leather and carbon fiber, perfectly weighted, with touch-sensitive controls on the spokes that respond to the lightest contact. In front of the driver sits a fully digital instrument cluster, curved and wide, glowing in deep blue tones that shift in color depending on the driving mode you select. The display is crisp, configurable, and extraordinarily easy to read at a glance, which matters when you have 1,300 horsepower underneath your right foot. At the center of the dashboard, the main infotainment screen is embedded in a carbon fiber surround and runs a next-generation interface that integrates AI-driven voice recognition. This is not the kind of system where you say a command 3 times and it asks you to repeat yourself. This system understands context. It learns your preferences over time. It adjusts climate, navigation, and even suspension settings based on patterns it has observed from how you drive and where you go. Over-the-air updates mean the system gets smarter, more capable, and more refined as time passes. Without you ever needing to visit a dealership, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. And the connectivity suite includes a high-speed wireless hotspot, multiple USB-C charging ports, and rear seat screens embedded in the front headrests, displaying the Chrysler logo, ready for passenger entertainment on long journeys. And speaking of the rear, look at the space back there. The quilted leather seats continue into the back row with generous legroom and width, and the rear passengers have their own dedicated climate zone, their own charging ports, and a level of comfort that makes every journey feel like a first-class cabin. The ambient lighting system runs throughout the interior, tracing the lines of the door panels and dashboard in soft illumination that shifts through a full spectrum of colors. It responds to your driving mode. In comfort, it glows warm and soft. In sport, it turns cool and intense. In the top performance mode, it shifts to a deep red that feels almost like a warning. A beautiful warning. Now let us talk about what is happening beneath that carbon fiber hood, because this is the part that the automotive world is still processing. The 2026 Chrysler 300 GT produces 1,300 horsepower through a hybrid powertrain that pairs a supercharged V8 with an advanced electric motor system. These two forces work together rather than competing, delivering instantaneous torque from the very first moment you accelerate. The result is a car that launches with a ferocity that is genuinely shocking for a full-size 4-door sedan. And yet, in everyday driving, the hybrid system operates with a smoothness and efficiency that makes commuting in this car feel completely effortless. The suspension system is adaptive, reading road surfaces multiple times per second and adjusting the dampers accordingly. On a rough city road, it absorbs everything and isolates the cabin from the chaos outside. Push it into sport mode on a winding road, and it firms up, tightens, and transforms into something entirely different. The all-wheel drive system distributes power intelligently, and the rear-biased setup means this car has a personality, a genuine character, that rewards a driver who understands it. On the safety side, the 300 GT comes equipped with a comprehensive suite of driver assistance technology that works quietly in the background without ever making you feel like the car is fighting your decisions. Forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control that reads traffic flow and adjusts speed autonomously, lane centering assist, blind spot monitoring, and a 360-degree camera system with incredibly high resolution all work in concert. And then there is the airbag system, which deploys 10 separate airbags positioned to protect every occupant in every scenario, including side curtain airbags that cover all 3 rows and knee airbags for both front occupants. The price of the 2026 Chrysler 300 GT starts at approximately $89,000 for the base configuration, with fully loaded variants approaching $115,000. For everything this car offers, that positioning is not just competitive. It is extraordinary value against anything else in this space. Who is this car for? It is for the person who wants to make an entrance but does not want to explain themselves. It is for the driver who demands performance but refuses to sacrifice the comfort of their passengers. It is for the individual who looks at the automotive landscape and feels like nothing being sold today truly speaks to them. The 2026 Chrysler 300 GT speaks to them, loudly, clearly, and without compromise. There is a reason this reveal has sent ripples through the car community. It is not just because the numbers are impressive. It is because this car carries genuine soul. American muscle, European refinement, and future-forward technology all living inside one body, one vision, one machine that dares to remind everyone what a great sedan can be. This is not just a car. This is a moment in automotive history, and you are watching it unfold right now. If this video gave you something new, something you did not know before you clicked play, drop a like and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Premium Automotive Reviews because we have more deep dives into the cars that are genuinely changing the game. And this conversation is only just getting started. What if I told you that an American sedan just did something that nobody in the automotive world saw coming? What if the car that everyone